Here's a brutal truth nobody wants to hear: people obsessed with financial status stay broke longer. If you care about looking rich, you're not building wealth. If you upgrade your lifestyle the moment you make more, you're slowing yourself down. If you need money to be visible to feel successful, you've already lost. The people who win, they don't flex. They don't compare. They don't care. That's not humility. That's leverage. In this video, I'll break down the psychology of people who don't care about financial status, and why that mindset lets them pull ahead while everyone else stays stuck. The first behavior feels uncomfortable, because it exposes what's really been holding you back. You don't chase applause, you chase peace. It's all about ditching that constant pressure to look rich and instead focusing on feeling stable. When you stop flexing for others, you instantly reduce unnecessary spending, social comparison, and financial stress. Think about characters like Jim from The Office. He doesn't need a flashy corner office to feel accomplished. He finds calm in knowing he's good at his job. This shift isn't just mental, it changes your money habits, too. Instead of buying the newest gadget or designer piece just to impress, you start spending on things that truly bring value. Imagine choosing a practical investment like stocks in Apple or Amazon over flashy cars. Your long-term security skyrockets. It's a mindset tweak that directly impacts your financial education and personal finance. Peace also makes room for better decisions. When your brain isn't clouded by keeping up with the Joneses, you spot opportunities faster. Remember in Parks and Rec, how Leslie focuses on meaningful projects over popularity. That same energy applied to finance helps you prioritize habits that build real wealth. Financial psychology proves calm decision-making leads to better compounding results. And here's the kicker: once you chase peace, not applause, control becomes your new obsession. You naturally start tracking expenses, saving consistently, and mastering money habits without feeling the pressure of impressing anyone. It's subtle, but like planting seeds in Breaking Bad's chemistry lab, tiny consistent actions grow massive results. And in the next step, you'll discover how spending based on your values can protect your wallet and sanity more than you ever imagined. You spend based on values, not validation. Every purchase becomes a test. Does this actually improve my life? If the answer is no, you walk away without guilt. Think about Tony Stark in Iron Man. He invests in tech that builds real value, not just shiny toys to impress. That same approach can completely shift your personal finance habits and how you think about money. This mindset shields your wallet from impulse spending. Skipping that trendy jacket or overpriced dinner isn't deprivation, it's strategic. Imagine putting that $200 toward an index fund instead of fleeting approval. Over 10 years, that could grow to over $6,000, just from a single thoughtful choice. Financial psychology shows small consistent actions like this compound massively. Spending based on values also strengthens your money mindset. When you align purchases with goals, your brain rewires for discipline instead of instant gratification. Like in The Queen's Gambit, Beth Harmon invests in her skills relentlessly, not in superficial perks. Your habits, from budgeting apps to habit tracking, start reflecting what truly matters rather than what others think. And here's the real magic: you start enjoying your money instead of fearing judgment. Every dollar becomes a tool to build stability, security, and even freedom. This approach naturally leads into the next lesson: separating your self-worth from net worth, so your ego stops dictating your financial decisions. You separate self-worth from net worth. You don't let a paycheck, title, or bank balance define who you are. Think about Michael Scott in The Office. He's often insecure, but the moments he finds confidence aren't tied to money or status. They come from knowing his value. This shift in financial psychology frees you to make smarter, calmer decisions with your money. By detaching ego from income, you start avoiding risky moves just to prove something. You stop chasing flashy investments or expensive toys to look successful. Instead, you focus on habits that grow real wealth, like contributing consistently to retirement accounts or learning actionable finance tips. Imagine investing $500 monthly in an S&P 500 ETF. Over 20 years, that's over $300,000, and it's done calmly, not for applause. Separating self-worth from net worth also reduces stress and comparison. Social media constantly shows curated lifestyles, but when your value isn't tied to money, those images lose power. Like in Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson doesn't care about likes or awards. He lives by his principles. Your own financial habits become guided by personal growth and clarity, not by keeping up with others. And here's the beauty of this mindset: it naturally leads you to focus on control, not status. Once you stop equating ego with net worth, you start obsessing over what you can actually manage: your expenses, habits, and financial decisions. And in the next step, you'll see why mastering control beats impressing others every single time. You focus on control, not status. Instead of trying to impress anyone, you take charge of what actually matters: your spending, saving, and money habits. Think about Harvey Specter in Suits. He doesn't flaunt every win. He controls the game behind the scenes. That same energy applied to personal finance builds confidence and long-term wealth. Control means knowing exactly where your money goes and making conscious choices every day. Using budgeting apps, tracking expenses, or setting limits isn't boring, it's powerful. Imagine replacing impulse buys with a monthly plan for investments like dividend stocks or a Roth IRA. Control turns everyday habits into wealth-building machines. Financial psychology shows this awareness reduces stress and sharpens decision-making. Focusing on control also rewires your mindset around money. You start celebrating small wins, like hitting savings goals or negotiating bills, instead of chasing external validation. Like in Money Heist, the crew plans meticulously before taking action. Their control makes them effective, not flashy moves. These small, consistent wins compound over time and create real financial security. And here's the exciting part: once control becomes your priority, you naturally build quiet habits that multiply wealth without anyone noticing. It sets you up perfectly for the next step: mastering routines that compound quietly but powerfully over time. You build quiet habits that compound. It's the small, consistent actions that truly create financial freedom, not flashy wins. Think about the meticulous training in the Queen's Gambit. Beth's steady practice, unnoticed by others, eventually makes her a master. The same principle applies to personal finance. Tracking spending, saving regularly, and learning the basics of money matter far more than one-off splurges. These quiet habits create massive long-term results. Setting aside $50 every week might seem tiny, but over 10 years, with interest and smart investing, that's tens of thousands of dollars. Using simple tools like budgeting apps or automatic transfers, you make saving effortless. Financial psychology shows the brain rewards consistency, so these habits become easier and almost automatic. Building quiet habits also strengthens your money mindset. You learn patience, discipline, and the satisfaction of making choices that serve your long-term goals. Like in Breaking Bad's chemistry scenes, minus the illegal stuff, the step-by-step precision leads to huge outcomes. By focusing on daily routines, you avoid emotional spending and impulsive decisions that derail personal finance. And here's the key: these habits make playing the long game natural. Once you've mastered compounding small wins, you're ready for the next stage: patience and consistency that build real wealth over time. And in the next step, you'll discover why taking your time is actually the secret weapon most people ignore. You play the long game. Real wealth isn't built overnight, it's the patient, consistent choices that stack up over time. Think about Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. He didn't escape in a day. He chipped away at the wall patiently, year after year. Your money habits work the same way. Consistent saving, investing, and learning compound into massive results. Patience beats instant gratification every time. Skipping a flashy car or fancy gadget today allows you to invest in things that grow for decades, like ETFs, real estate, or dividend stocks. Even small contributions, like $100 a month, can turn into over $50,000 in 20 years with compound interest. Financial psychology shows that the brain adjusts when you focus on future rewards, making discipline easier. Playing the long game also builds confidence and resilience. You stop freaking out over market dips or minor setbacks because your perspective is bigger than today's headline. Like in The Pursuit of Happiness, Chris Gardner kept hustling even when the odds were stacked against him, knowing persistence pays off. Your habits become a shield against financial panic. And here's the payoff: once you embrace the long game, you naturally start understanding that contentment is true wealth. That clarity sets you up perfectly for the next step: where you'll see how biblical wisdom and financial psychology intersect to create peace and smarter money decisions. You understand contentment is true wealth. Chasing status and material things might feel exciting, but real peace comes from appreciating what you have. The Bible says in 1 Timothy 6 verse 6, "Godliness with contentment is great gain." Think about It's a Wonderful Life. George Bailey finds happiness not in money, but in the life he built and the people he loves. Financial psychology shows this mindset reduces stress and prevents reckless spending. Contentment rewires how you approach money. Instead of always looking for the next upgrade, you focus on financial habits that build stability and freedom. Imagine saving consistently, investing wisely, and tracking spending without comparing yourself to others. Over time, your wealth grows quietly but powerfully. Personal finance isn't about keeping up, it's about living intentionally. This mindset also protects your mental health. You stop measuring self-worth by net worth, luxury cars, or flashy lifestyles. Liken up, Carl Fredrickson finds joy and fulfillment in simple, meaningful things rather than chasing approval or status. Adopting contentment strengthens your money mindset, helping you make smarter, less emotional financial decisions. And here's the ultimate lesson: once contentment becomes your compass, your financial decisions become calm, confident, and aligned with your true values. You're no longer a prisoner of comparison or social pressure. And this mindset completes the loop, tying everything together and preparing you to see how your habits, patience, and values can transform your life forever. Remember how overwhelming it felt to compare yourself to others? Now you know the only path that matters is yours. You've seen how focusing on peace, values, control, quiet habits, and contentment can completely shift your money mindset. These aren't just tips, they're proven ways to build real wealth, protect your sanity, and make smarter financial choices every single day. If you're serious about transforming your life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss practical strategies for personal finance, financial psychology, and powerful money habits. Your journey to financial freedom is ongoing, and staying connected ensures you keep building momentum and confidence in every decision. And for those ready to take it even further, click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. With holistic health, nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life, you'll discover exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. Check out the material in the pinned comment and start building the life you deserve. Now it's your turn. Apply these insights, make conscious choices, and watch your financial mindset and habits grow. Are you ready to stop chasing status and start living free? The tools are in your hands, and your journey begins today.